Hi, good morning. So today we're going to show you the homestead, and that starts with the property. We have a total of a little less than 2 acres, about a little over 1.5 acres, and we have the natural forest, and in the frontage area right by the quiet street we have the cherry trees, and these are the sweet cherries, and the highest, most abundant crop is around the top, and that's when the birds get them. If you look through here, you see the branch up here, that's when all the cherries are. On the other side would be mulberries. This is the Persian mulberries, and it is just getting ready to crop. The reason why I have mulberries sitting right next to the cherry trees, the thought is to have the birds be interested in the mulberries, but it looks like the mulberries would take a little while to mature. We have some peonies, and as soon as they're ready, we'll cut them up and use them as cut flowers in the home. So on this side, we have the fig trees, and the fig trees will probably take another several weeks to mature. They will get to the size of pretty much like a golf ball, pretty good size, and they're very, very sweet. And you can see as you walk around the tree, it's a very mature, enormous tree. And now we're going to our house, and this is our farmhouse, which is 1 story, and right by the side of the farmhouse we have the peppers, and we found out that the wildlife is not interested in peppers, so that's why we grow the peppers wild in the open. We have some scallion, we have a hazelnut trees that I'm just prepping, and as soon as it starts to leaf out, I will transfer it to the back forest, which I will show you in a little while. And this is a potato plant which is going very well, flowering right now. And I have some kabocha squash and some strawberries. Now over here, if you look around this side, right between me and my neighbor, we have a forest of blackberries, and the blackberries are just about getting ready to fruit, and you can see it's very abundant. They attract a lot of bees and natural pollinators, so they probably give me a good crop of blackberries. So this is the front of our house. We have a beautiful arbor, and looking over to the walled kitchen garden, and we have some flowers for the pollinators on one side, and the kitchen garden is walled to guard against mostly rabbits and deer. We have quite a bit of both those, and they eat. So welcome to our kitchen garden. So come on in. This kitchen garden was created about 7 years ago, and is named after my uncle, actually. This is called the Lee Garden because that's their last name, my uncle and aunt, and they're very dear to me. Over here I have garlic. Actually, the theme of this video is on the success and failure of the garden, and this is one of the failure, I would say, because they are suffering from rust. However, we're still gonna get a crop. I think it's just a smaller size growth. And over here I have looking around this garden. It's a very small space, but it has 18 fruit trees and numerous bushes, unusual berries, as well as vegetable garden. So we'll take a good look about this. So starting here is my flowering garden in progress. And let me okay, start again, okay? To begin, this is our flower garden in progress, and you can see that I have camellia and snapdragons and so on and so forth, as well as some herbs. These are sage and some flowering going on, bordered by some strawberries. And the strawberries are, if you look closely, this is June, and these are June bearing berries. As you can see, I have a lot of slugs. This is a huge one. So stop right there. Give it. I'll be right back. So to begin the tour of the walled kitchen garden, I have a patch of flower bed, and they are in progress. And I have some herbs as well as flowers. And if you look closely, Kiwi, you gotta go. So to begin the garden, I have my flower bed, which has herbs and different flowers. They're just getting established. And I have sunflower that's kind of small, but it will eventually come up. On the side of the flower bed, I have some strawberries, and this is June bearing strawberries. Will be coming pretty soon, and as you can see, they're just having taking the time to mature. This year the raspberry is not very good. Somehow they seem to have yellowing of the leaves, so I'm going to give them some liquid iron to treat them because I think they're suffering from chlorosis. Right. Let's start that again. This year the raspberries are not very good because I think I have some yellowing of the leaves, so I'm going to treat them with liquid iron. Hopefully that will take care of it. However, I do get a small crop, and they do seem to attract a lot of pollinators. And over here you can see the first bed of lettuce, and they're just starting to take on. They're very slow growing. On the other side we have some parsnip, and parsnips are doing really well. So in here I have the Asian pears. When they get to the size of a golf ball, I would go ahead and wrap them in paper bags, and they are pretty much formed in clusters, and I just thin them down to just one fruit per cluster, and then I'll wrap it in paper bag. You can see I have more strawberries, and they are also coming in June as well as later in the summer. Rhubarb, and you can see the rhubarb is liking the sun and favorite condition. If you come around, take a look at this, and it's pretty drastic, and obviously they give me a good crop of rhubarb. Straightly strawberry bed, and I just make sure that they are having a very healthy root system before I started letting them flower. So I pluck all the flowers until now, so that when the flowers do set in, they'll give me a good size. This is the arbor that we built especially for climbing vines, and you can see that over here I have some different kinds of squashes, and for example we have mint melon, we have cucumber, we have bitter melon, as well as loofah. And I also try to start some climbing vines from seed, as you can see, and you can see the clusters that's coming in. And once it gets really big, then I would just pluck them all out except one. So that behind here is a apricot tree, and it's getting quite big. And if you look, I do have apricots in here. One, yeah. So it's a very young tree. It takes some time for it to really have a heavy crop, but it's on its way. All right. So in here, I just planted some beans, and I stick some chopsticks there to remind me that I should look for the beans. As I mentioned, I have the winter melon, the bitter melon, as well as louvre and cucumber. Over here, I have a cornfield, and obviously they're quite small, but they are quick maturing cornfield. And this is the artichoke, and over here is another patch of strawberries, and looks like I do have a good one. So I want you to try that strawberry. And can you tell me? All right, can you tell me whether the strawberries are sweet or not?
Second
You gotta
take.
film me to picking it.
Okay.
So this is the one that's been visited by a visitor, so we won't be eating this one, as you can see. But anyway, it looks pretty beautiful. Oh, this one you could try, Kimberly. So we're gonna try this one. It's a perfect one, and it's very clean. So let's give it a try. Okay, can you tell me whether you like it or not?
Very tangy.
So this is a plum tree, and over here I have 2 more plum trees. In fact, I have 4. So it's obvious I love plums. And the reason why this looks like this is I want really tiny tree, and so I cut it down, and eventually it will be just my height and give me little fruit, because we want to concentrate on small trees, big crop. Over here is a peach tree, and if you walk around this side, you can see my peach. And right here, you just stand right here. A persimmon tree, and it's a young persimmon tree. We're not going to get a crop. It's got a very beautiful waxy leaves, and the tree has a very artistic shape and style. Over here is the pink currant. I already had a crop, so I can't show you except in a picture. I have in here I have some potato, the spaghetti squash, and back here I have a line of trees. This is also a peach tree. It's a younger tree, so it's not fruiting just yet. And walking around here, I want to show you my forest of pears and plums. So the pears is kind of hard to see, but if you look really close, you can see the pears. It's kind of hard to spot until they're ready. European pears, different from the Asian pears in that they have June drop, meaning you don't need to go around and pick them, and they thin themselves, which gives you less work. Over here is my plum tree, and you could. The interesting about the plums, I have enormous amount of plum in one tree, and all the plums that you could ever want. So instead of doing that, I have 2 plum trees in one hole. The idea is the cross-pollination as well as a lesser crop. So this is they're both Japanese plums. And we have 2 plums as I mentioned. One is the shuro plum, which is a type of Japanese plum. The other one is the satsuma. You can see the difference in sizes of the satsuma. And they're both beautiful, just different Japanese plums. And they come in abundantly this year. So going back here, this is the root crop that I planted, meaning they are from the ground, obviously. And this year we have really bad slug, so as you can see, they really did a good job in cleaning it up. But this is rutabaga, and this is turnip, this is radish, and these are beets. And I have spinach that are coming from seed. And if you film closely at the, and I have some bellflower and cosmo. Here is a little patch of fennel, and looks like the fennel is getting ready to crop pretty soon. This is as big as it could get. And then I have a second flush of fennel, the little one. So when these are done, I have more to come. This is the celery root or celeriac, and they're very delicious, but they take a long time, and you don't crop them until, harvest them until late fall. Now going to this part of the kitchen garden, I have the eggplants. These are the heat-loving plants now that I planted right in the middle of the kitchen forest where most of the sun is. And then I have tomato. And these are the red onions. As you can see, they're starting to form bulbs, as well as some flowering plants. And in here I have a trellis with the climbing butternut squash. So what they do is they climb up on top and go over, and the butternut squash will be dangling away. Oh, so this is my my brassica. I've started harvesting already, and the cabbage is coming on pretty well. This is the best cabbage I have. This also looks pretty decent. And then in the back, the cauliflower not doing as well, but I did find one cauliflower that is coming. If you can come over before you film that thing. The cabbages are doing pretty well. That's the one of the better one. And over here you can see, oops, I'm stepping on my girl. Over here you can see a big hole in there, and that indicates that I do have moles. But that's okay. And I have some cauliflower going, just getting ready to crop. And broccoli, let me just see. Broccoli is not quite ready yet, but it will be soon. And these are collard greens. And some of the inner ones are more decent than the other. So I think that's drastic to it. I have an apple tree, and in fact I have quite a few apple trees. I have this apple tree. The primary reason why I have this is to pollinate the two apple trees I have on those sides. And these are 4 trees all lined up in a espalier or biaxial arrangement to maximize the sun exposure and at the same time smallest footage. And this is one of the apple tree on one side. I have another apple tree on the other side. So you can see the apple tree right here. And in the back you can see the cherries from the cherry espalier. Walking down here, you can see the cherry tree just getting ready to be ripened. So you could see how I trained the espalier. I think it's espalier. So this one branch go to one side, the other one branch to the other side, just like these two, and this goes to here, and eventually, and there's one branch here, one bend there, and work its way up. Oh, there is one good one that is quite red. But you obviously can have, oh, this is a pretty one. So we're gonna see if it tastes good. So can you tell me whether you think it's good enough? Another apple tree, and this apple tree has a different root crop, so it goes higher than the other one. It's the same variety. It's called Cosmic Crisp, and they are very, very delicious apples. Show you the apple tree being biaxial. It's kind of hard to see, but the way it was set up was, at this point, when I first planted it, I cut it right here, and then it branches out into the biaxial.
Sorry.
The biaxial arrangement is, when I first bought the tree, it's sort of like a stick. I just cut it right there, and it branches out as a result. And then I end up with the biaxial arm, and from the biaxial arm, you maximize your sun exposure like that. Obviously, you're gonna have branches, and in September, I would just make sure that I prune it down and clean it out. And I also look for any disease or stuff like that, and so they have to be watched. So over here by the wall, I have another plum tree for pollination. This is called honeyberry, and I don't think I have honeyberry anymore because they tend to fruit early in the season, maybe even in May, but they give you very delicious fruit, and hence the name honeyberry. And back here, by the side with the neighbor, I have 2 more bushes of blackberries, and they are doing very well. Hey, Phoebe, try this one. This one is ready. This one's clean. Oops, not really. I'll try it because it's got a... So good. Try this one, Kim. Here, let me film you. This is another variety. What do you think? How does it compare with the other one?
This one's a bit bigger than the other, and it's I think it's a little sweeter.
Sweeter, okay. We have strawberries all over the place, and we obviously love strawberries. And so as the bugs. Anyway, so you can see these are the rest of my tomatoes. In fact, we have 17, even 18 bushes of tomatoes, and we eat tomatoes year round. We freeze them, and we never buy tomatoes in the store. This is rather interesting. These are American elderberries, in that you don't need to cook them. You just pop them in your mouth. The berries, obviously. The flower is very fragrant, and if you just smell it, not so much of this one. The European one is watch out, don't step on mine. Too happy. I gotta come back and water this down, I think. Let me see, that one is... Oh gee, Kimmy, don't step on my pen. Looking in here, this is a corner of unusual berries. This is aronia berry, which has 10 times or even 100 times more antioxidants than blueberries. is the mulberry tree. This is another American American elderberries. It's called blue elderberries. And this is elderberry that are just fruiting right now. It'll be ready in a month or so. And over here, it's our great arbor. And you can see there are a lot of flowers going on. So we're gonna have a good crop. And if you come down on this, you can see a better view of the flowers on the green. Along the wall, we have the rest of the grapes as we walk down, bordered by the evergreen trees, the grapes hanging all the way along the fence line, and they're gonna give us a really good crop also. Oh, here, this is very interesting. This is called thimbleberries. And they are mighty delicious and taste. They say it tastes like raspberries, but I would say it's 10 times better than raspberries. And the flowers are very beautiful, and they spread rather readily. Over here is the goji berry. It's used in Chinese medicine, and you make soup with chicken. Obviously, I don't have any goji berry to show you, but it takes time for it to establish. We're going to go inside the blueberry in one shot, and that's the end of this tour. It's called okra, and which is African crop. And if you can see really closely, there's the tiny little okra trying to form. You see? Sort of has a triangular shape. And there's another one. Let me tell you the reason why I have such a good crop of fruits and vegetables, for that matter. And the reason is the mason bees. This is for housing the mason bees, and they make a little cocoon over the winter. I don't see it quite as much right. Oh, we have to do it on the other side. Back to the front entrance of the garden, and in here you can see more potatoes. And the thing is, I grow potatoes in a grow bag is because when it's ready, and you could tell when the leaves wither away and the plants are spent, that's when it shows you it's ready. Then you just dump the whole thing out and get the potatoes without ever need to dig around. So that's convenient. Here is the reason why the garden is so successful, is because, as you can see, it's filled with mason bee cocoon. So they make the little babies in the cocoon, and they pluck it up to protect them over winter. And next spring they all come out, pollinate my trees, my cherries and everything, and they repeat the cycle again. And that's the sweet part about gardening. It's all about renewal and about hope, about optimism. The wood vegetable patch, and you can see my sugar snap pea, and we grow them sometimes not just for the sugar snap, but for the pea shoots. They're very delicious in salad, so we probably pick them for lunch today. And pretty soon we're gonna get sugar snap. So we are in the middle of our blueberry room. You know, when I first planted blueberries, I would look at them, they would have flowers and then their fruits. And then overnight, nothing. I would end up with zero fruit. And then I thought, well, that's no fun. So I started doing this blueberry room. So what we do is we put the netting down when it's ready to crop, and then we'll pull back up for the winter because we do have snow and you don't want snow coming in on the netting. A little bit to show the scan of it. I want to mention one thing is that of all the blueberries, and I have, I would say 5 or 6 or 7 different varieties going from early maturing to late maturing blueberries. So I will have a long season of harvest. And this is the favorite of mine at all. All I know is that this is what I like the most, in that it gives me really beautiful crop, delicious and big, and they're healthy, and they give up shoots in here, and you see the shoot that goes up in the height of the growing season. And what I do is that I propagate it, in that I take about this much of the shoot that is flexible and green in early summer, and I cut it and I bring it to propagate it, and I'll show you in a little while how I do that. So what I did was I took that branch that I had to show you, and then stick it in a pot of the same dirt that I get out from the blueberry patch. So it's native to them. It has to be acidic because they tend to like acidic soil. And I strip the bottom part of the branch, the leaves are concerned, and I put rooting flour, rooting powder over the ends of these, and hoping that it will form a root system, and then later on it will become a new plant. So I have 4 of them going on, and I stick it in an area where it doesn't get direct sun, and I put it in a container with water in it, so it continuously get water, and so they're pretty happy where they are right now. And we'll see, we'll find out in October